Um, it's funny, the idea of energy, because energy is a word that's totally accepted in physics, and also used widely in New Age circles. And I think that crossover is really interesting because it's quite broad in both. Within both cultures, it's very broad what that actually means. And I think that's down to the fact that it's, I think that actually alludes to what we're alluding to. I think what the New Age people are alluding to when they talk about energy is a metaphysical structure, like a metaphysical actual physics, like actually something tangible that we relate to, our consciousness relates to, that we don't really have the linguistic fabric to explain. Or not only do we not have the language to explain it, but we also don't have the because it's subjective, because like if I can see, if I can hold up a red piece of paper, we can both experience the redness and the paperness of that paper. Yet if I feel something inside me, as real as it could be to me, I can't prove that to you. So instantly that's, you can't fit that into the scientific method, because science has to be testable, repeatable. Shit, where's my... Measurable, testable, and repeatable. So I'm like convinced that there's elements of like reality that we are missing out on due to our sort of inability to believe in anything that can't be objectively verified by other people. So if you all hang out and you took a bunch of acid, there's so many psychic phenomena that can happen, and you can verify things. People have conversations in their mind with each other, like on LSD. People become so tuned into things. It's very hard for me to doubt that. But then again, it's also very hard for me to try and convince anyone that energy is, that these types of energy, again, so broad with the word energy. I'm into this right now because I'm feeling like energy for the first time in a long time, especially in my stomach. I'm feeling like flutters of power. It's funny because like I always frame my conversations in kind of response to a certain kind of philosophy that's very prevalent in today's society. And it's kind of like the I fucking love science crowd, you know? I'm always thinking about things like in response to their mindset, because I feel like they are missing something. Because I also fucking love science, you know? But I really dislike the kind of memeing of... A lot of it's not science, you know? They'll show a picture of like a beautiful bit of scenery and say, I fucking love science, as if like kind of deifying science, but, and I actually like, not deifying it, but kind of like reassigning nature's work to some kind of, it's just strange. Anyway, energy, back to the topic at hand. I feel that we should attempt to improve our language around energy, love. So here's something, emotions, yeah? Emotions are not a physical thing, we experience them, they're real. Your thoughts, are your thoughts real? How do you explain a thought? There are non-physical phenomena that exist, and you can't verify. You can't say to me, thoughts don't exist. Your thoughts are subjective. I can't prove that you think, yet you'll believe that I think in thoughts in my head. You'll believe that I can have a language, a narrative going on in my brain. So why can't other energies exist? I think other energies do exist. I think we have... So, here's something. Thoughts and emotions. Words are linked to emotions. Like, in ways, if you think of memories in your mind, there'll be a linguistic pattern to the memory, but then there'll also be an emotional context which accompanies it. This is like clear to anyone who's ever meditated. This is very obviously true, because old memories come up and old traumas come up when you're meditating, and you relive the feeling. You get tensed up and you sweat, or you might get emotional and break down in tears, or it could be a beautiful memory and you could be crying in happiness. Either way, they come with attached emotional things. Those sort of things are actually stored inside of us. They affect us every moment of the day. And again, the word energy, energy man, people think it's all woo-woo, but it's not woo-woo. There really is something deeper going on, and people shouldn't be turned off by like a culture, you know? People shouldn't be turned off by like dreadlocks and dreadlocks and tie-dye, you know. And I know as well, I'm so cynical of everything. I love asking questions, but I know there's a gem here that everybody's missing out on. I know there's a bit of a I know there's a kind of gem. There's something special or not special, but there's more terrain for us to traverse here. We can all experience different things. We can give each other power. Like love. Is love an emotion? Like, I felt like true love. People really want to boil down experiences to chemicals in the brain. And here's where there's real forks in the road with people's philosophies, because it's really, really hard to convince people that we're not a big cause and effect chemical. Like, what the fuck's a chemical at the end of the day? A chemical is something you're looking at. You haven't got a clue what that is. You're trying to conceive of it as this thing through the most complex piece of equipment in the universe that you have got absolutely no fucking idea how you're here, how everything else works, and yet you think people think that they can fit that into a sentence, into a word, which is just vibrations on a vocal cord, and then they mean something, like, just because we've assigned meanings and models and mapped words to things that we think we've realised. No, we haven't got a fucking clue. Like, our language will always be unable to express universal truths in the universe. And here's the thing with language. There's a battle between language and what I'll still call energy, flow, truth, something. There's something there. Like, I felt it. I felt it when I've meditated. I felt it when I've danced. I felt it when I hug a person. It's not just, this is nice, here's a chemical. No, there's an exchange going on. Clearly there's an exchange. We are biochemical computers walking around with Wi-Fi. That's what we don't understand. We're all connected via our own bio-Wi-Fi. And these energies that we pass through are like intercommunications between us. You can walk in... Why do we say, this is a good atmosphere? It's not just because you walk into the room... You don't just it's not just, the sum total of, all these things, so this chemical and this is nice. No, there's a real, tangible sum of everyone's internal being that creates an atmosphere. I think we need to really... I think it's so dangerous to reduce the world to mere atoms in chance, flow, fighting against each other. Energy, or what we're calling energy, needs to be... Our understanding of metaphysical phenomena needs to be expanded and not feared, you know? explore your body, turn your attention inwards, feel the fluctuations in your emotions and your, stop thinking for a while. Try to stop thinking. Notice how when you think, different feelings emerge with those thoughts. Let's try to understand these kind of experiences so that we can better explore ourselves and our capabilities. We're already a miracle, and how much deeper does that miracle go? And I'm sure it goes very, very deep. I'm convinced of that.